How to tell if you have a bad U-joint. So for one, you get up onto the vehicle, grab your drive shaft, try to isolate the U-joint, but what you can do is you can look here. Ain't supposed to do that. Some other ways that you can do is you can look around the collar and you can see if there's rust tracking. If you see rust tracking around your U-joint, chances are it's going bad as well. Or if you go forward and reverse, you'll hear a clunk clunk sound, like, and that's also a key indication that the U-joint's going bad. This one right here is just completely wore out. Alright, so now I'm going to replace it. I'm going to take these straps off on each side, and then I'm going to take a flathead screwdriver, or if you can get something in here to grab that and squeeze those in. This will slide under this part, and this will go over it, and then you can kind of pull that out of there. A lot of guys will take like a punch or a screwdriver and they'll stick it in this part here, and they'll jam it that way, and it'll kind of pop it up out of the hole. Let me see if I can do it while I'm on camera. You'll take a hammer and just knock it that way and it'll pop out. I'm gonna go ahead and do that and I'll be back. So you can see here what I'm doing. I've jammed it up underneath that and I keep forcing it this way, and now I'll take the screwdriver and I'll rotate it and it comes right out of there, and I catch that clip that side. That's how you get that out of there. If I had a tripod, I'd let you see the whole entire thing from me doing it, but I just literally stuck that right in that flat spot, and I took the back of my hand and I just jammed it into the back of the screwdriver and popped that clip out. This is on an International 4300 series truck, and it's the one that attaches the drive axle that attaches to the pinion. Some of these you'll see a hybrid system where it's got clips on one side and then it's got straps on the other side. So a lot of these kits won't come together like that. Like my kit came with the U-joint and 4 clips. It did not come with the straps. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm actually going to have to go back and order a strap kit that is for a hybrid U-joint. Some U-joints have straps, and then some U-joints have straps and clips, and then some U-joints have nothing but straps. So anyway, let's get to it. I'm going to go ahead and pull this out of here. I'm going to knock these. What I'll do is I'll take this and I'll knock it through that way, and I'll knock that cap out this side, and then I'll knock this one through this way, and I'll knock the cap out that side, and then I'll take my straps off and I'll just take the U-joint right out of it, clean up my holes, and then I'll press everything or knock everything, just gently tap everything back in. We'll get to that. What I've got here is a 10mm 12-point socket, but I really think this is a 3/8. I went ahead and got them to break loose with that anyway, but if you can see, it's kind of loose. I would have had to have went and got a 3/8. I don't feel like going back to my box, so I just worked with what I got, and it worked without stripping it out, so you want to be careful. I'm going to go ahead and finish taking this out, and then I'll show you guys how I knock these out of there. Okay, so I've got my straps off all the way around, and I've got my clips out all the way around. And now this thing doesn't want to just pull right out of here. So what I'll do is I'll take this hammer and pick the fat side of this collar right here by the weld, and I'll just comes right out. Now I'll go get me a jack stand, and I'll put right up underneath here and support this thing. I'll be right back. So what I did was I had the U-joint in here. I caught this edge that was broken, and I just took a punch on an angle, and I caught the edge of it like that, and I just drove it straight down through the bottom, and it popped out and flew off and went back there somewhere. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive this other side out. Let me see if I can set this phone up where you guys can see what I'm doing. You can use a socket, you can use a chisel. Yeah, it's going to be stuck in there. So what I may have to do is, I may have to come from the other side. Should come out through there. But what'll end up happening is that U-joint will work back and forth so much, it'll booger up the surface here. It's starting to go slowly. There it is. Okay, this drive shaft is no good. Got to replace this drive shaft. Alright, so I'll go order a drive shaft, and that's the end of this video. Anyhow, what you would do is you'd clean all this up real nice with some emery cloth and stuff. Don't really get into the metal. Clean all these little burrs and stuff off of it, and then you'd tap your cap in one side, and then you slide your U-joint through the bottom, and then you go ahead and tap your cap in the other side, and then you balance your U-joint out back and forth, and then you just set it back in and put your straps on. No big deal. So basically, because of how bad that is, the whole inner wall of that U-joint, or the drive shaft where that U-joint sits up in there, is completely wore out. There's nothing we can do at this point. I'll go ahead and dissect it. At the top portion up here, there's another U-joint knuckle up here, and I'll pull it out of there and we'll send it to a driveline shop. A lot of times what they can do is they can actually rework this drive shaft, and they'll go ahead and take the welds off of the spot that's bad, and they'll take the cap off of it, and they'll insert a new cap, and they'll re-weld it and rebalance the drive shaft. So that's where we're at now. Sorry I couldn't show you how to put it back together, but that's diagnostics for a drive shaft. And you basically, if you listen to what I said and you can use, a little common sense, the portions I had to knock out, you would clean those up real good. You would go ahead and set your caps back in and just lightly tap them in. Then you'd slip your U-joint up inside that thing. Don't let any of those needle bearings fall. And then you'd find a way to keep it up in there, and you'd go ahead and tap your caps on the other side in, or you just lightly tap both of them in, and once you got your U-joint set in there, then you'd finish tapping them in all the way, and then put your little lock rings on the outside, and then take your drive shaft and hang it up on your yoke and put your straps back on. That's it, guys. Sorry you couldn't see me put it back together. That's another video.